I was in the middle of watching Seinfeld when someone began knocking at my front door. Confused because it was 3 in the morning, I proceeded towards the door with caution. It was my next-door neighbor Montrell, and he looked incredibly distraught as he started to bang on my door once again. "Geez Louise, Montrell," I said as I opened the door. "What the hell do you want?" "Jake, you'll never believe it. A rocket ship crashed in my backyard, and I think there's something inside." I grabbed my jacket and stepped onto the front porch, closing the door behind me. "Montrell, if this is some sort of joke like the time you told me a time traveler from 1996 gave you AIDS, I'll never trust a word you say again." "Jake, I swear on you and your mother's life I'm not lying," Montrell said as he led me to the crash site. "So I was thinking, if there's an alien inside, we should totally get that nigga high," Montrell said. "No, I'd rather crossbreed with it," I replied jokingly. Montrell laughed and said I was dirty as hell. As we approached Montrell's house, I could see he wasn't lying. A trail of smoke ascended into the air from behind his house, and I could smell burning debris. "Jesus, Montrell, why didn't you call the fire department?" "'Cause I want to investigate before the cops get involved." Montrell then grabbed a crowbar from the back of his car, and we made our way to the backyard. Smoke and embers surrounded us as we approached a small spacecraft. It was similar to that of the vessel Vegeta used to traverse the universe in Dragon Ball Z. The impact of the crash created a pretty decent-sized crater. I could see why Montrell thought there might be something on board, as we could see hinges above where the ground covered the rest of the ship. "Alright, let's flip this bitch over, and I'll bust open that door and see what's inside," Montrell said. I grabbed a shovel leaning against the fence. I then placed the bottom of the shovel beneath the spacecraft and started to push the other end down as Montrell helped push it over. Luckily for us, the dirt beneath it was pretty loose, and it turned right over. "Hell yeah," Montrell said. As we approached the door with the crowbar, something inside began to bang on the door. I knew it. There's an alien in there. "Don't worry, little guy. We'll get you out." Montrell put the crowbar in place, and he began to pry it open. It took a good 15 minutes with how well the ship was engineered, but finally Montrell was able to get it open. Smoke and what I imagined was some sort of disinfectant spray mechanism began pouring out of the door. And after it was done, a chubby, semi-balding white man stepped outside the craft. He smelt of body odor and cheese whiz, and he was wearing a futuristic spacesuit. Where the hell am I?" the man said, confused. "We're in the city of Somerville." "Ah, yes, exactly where I set the coordinates. Now all I have to do is find that stupid cop with the nunchucks." The man began to strip out of his spacesuit, and beneath it he was sporting a Jumanji 2 t-shirt, breakaway Adidas sweatpants, and what looked like generic Crocs from Walmart. "Now wait 1 minute," Montrell said. "What kind of alien dresses like that? And isn't that a Jack Black movie? How do you know about that?" The man became enraged as he grabbed Montrell by the shirt and slammed him into the spacecraft. "What in Sam hell did you just say?" the chubby man yelled in Montrell's face. Your shirt," Montrell said, confused. "That's a Jack Black movie. I'm just confused as to why an alien would be wearing that." Nighthawk looked down at his shirt and his anger began to fade. He let go of Montrell and quickly apologized. My sincerest apologies. Usually when people bring up Jack Black, it's to say I look like him, the man from the ship said. Montrell then placed his hand on the bottom of his chin, and he examined the chubby, balding man. You know what? Now that you mention it, you do bear a striking resemblance to Jack Black. What did you say? The man said again, enraged. I said, you know what? Now that you mention it, you do bear a striking resemblance to Jack Black, Montrell repeated. You dare disrespect the Nighthawk. Nighthawk? Montrell said, confused. What kind of stupid name is Nighthawk? A name you shall never forget. The man then pulled off his breakaway Adidas sweats and began to rapidly pull at his penis, going from flaccid to erect in a matter of seconds. Why isn't he wearing underwear? Montrell said. I think the better question is, why the hell is he jerking off? I responded. The man's pace incredibly increased, going so fast that sparks and smoke began appearing around his genitals. Aw, hell no, I said. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Montrell and I turned around to run, but as we did, we heard an eagle noise, and suddenly Nighthawk leaped out from behind a tree in front of us, jerking off even faster than before. Holy shit! How the hell did he do that? I said in terror. You cannot escape your fate, Nighthawk said while sweat started to run down his brow. However, I will let you decide which one will face my wrath. I looked at Montrell and sternly said it was him that said he looked like Jack Black, plus he's the one who let him out of the spaceship. Nighthawk, fed up with waiting, demanded we make a decision. I have an idea, Montrell said. Nighthawk, Montrell shouted out. He then pulled out his wallet, and in between the $7 he had inside was a red reverse Uno card. He held it between his fingers at face level like Yu-Gi-Oh! This here is a reverse Uno card, Montrell said to Nighthawk. Nighthawk looked confused. What does that have to do with who's getting blasted? He said, moments away from busting his nut. It means you'll be the one getting blasted, Montrell said. He then unzipped his pants and pulled out his penis. Nighthawk then started to laugh hysterically. You dare challenge the Nighthawk? Do you have any idea what I'm capable of? Well, besides sexual assault, I'd say not much, Montrell sarcastically replied. That's it. Time somebody teaches you a lesson. Nighthawk then increased the speed in which he jerked off. Knowing we only had a few seconds until he blew, I made a dash for the crowbar used to open the ship. Any last words? Nighthawk said, fully focused on Montrell. Yeah. Batters up, I said. I then swung the crowbar at the back of Nighthawk's head, knocking him out cold. I checked his pulse to make sure he was okay. Then me and Montrell went inside to call the police. We told them what happened and they'd said they'd send someone over. However, by the time they showed up, Nighthawk was long gone. I gave my story and a description of Nighthawk in hopes they'd catch him. But it's been 2 or 3 days and still no word.